things, especially our equipment. Most of them are outdated. For example, in land surveying, theoretically we learn about these different types of equipments that are being used to survey lands. So in class we learn about theolite, GPS. These are systems that are used to survey lands. But when it comes to practical, we only have these theolites. There's no GPS. So we need an upgrade in those kind of things. And it's the same thing goes for our concrete and our soil mechanics lab. We need, like most of them has been staying like that for a few years now. So we need newer ones, so that we, the students, are able to like get what we are gonna get in the field. So in that way, we are able to produce a lot of skillful engineers, and we don't have to get them from overseas. And maybe if we could utilize the land at the back of this hall in building a more state-of-art buildings, like the one that's up there, because we really need those. It'll improve our learning and our skill as future engineers, land surveyors, architects. For architects, I think it's only up to diploma.
Yeah.
So if we could focus on this from the root, we'll be able, the output to the field and whatnot will be economically and other ways. We'll be able to tackle most of our problems in future rather than getting experts overseas. And
Okay.
so for us, our labs are like, most of the equipments are outdated. One with the land surveying thing, there's concrete labs. They're just there. They just show it to us. Oh, this is the thing used for testing for the roads. This is when you go test the road, whatnot. This is the equipment used. But for us to use it, we cannot use it because it's outdated. And some are like in bad conditions. So if we can focus on upgrading our facilities, like my friend has mentioned there, like funding for it, it will really help upgrade our our knowledge on this type of things. When we go to the field, we'll know what we are doing. We are able to produce more skilled engineers, land surveyors, and the results.
Okay, thank you. Look, I mean, these are very useful things, but can you also, let whoever is going to make submissions to us, let them know about that? Your student association or your lecturers need to tell your VC, your acting VC. Again, they need to be able to tell us, look, we need $1 million to buy a lab equipment, or we need $500,000. Sometimes this equipment, I don't know how much they cost. They could be $5,000 each, $10,000 each, or whatever it is. So for us, when people come and make submissions, in particular from agencies like FNU or ministries or whatever we get them to give us some kind of costings. So your lecturer, etc., can say, look, if we bought, these 5 equipment, we've looked at it overseas, it can be shipped to us in the next 2 months and it'll cost us, $50,000. It may be just a question of $50,000. And we can then specifically, when we give the allocation to FNU, say, look, we're allocating this much for, your equipment upgrade. Normally that's what we do. We'll say, okay, normally we have 3 types of funding for you. Operating expenditure, your wages and salaries for all your staff, the running of this, pay electricity bill, whatever, the operational costs. And the second one, of course, is capital expenditure. Put up buildings, building your, what campus, putting a new lecture theater, building a gym, whatever the case may be. And in that, you can also get lab equipment. We've had this request to us before. For example, the Maritime School, they need a simulator. They have the simulators. So they, one simulator I think cost $1 million once. There's a very expensive ones. So we have specific funding for that. So if it's a question of getting, equipment here and there, then the submissions need to be made to us. But we'll make a note of it, so when FNU, we meet up with them, we can ask them about this.